Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event? JSC PAO, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Courtney Beasley with JSC PAO. How do you hear me? Crew 6, it's great to see all of you today. Thanks for taking the time to answer some questions about your mission ahead of your departure from the station. We'll be taking some questions from our phone bridge and through our social media using the hashtag AskNASA. As a reminder, for those on the phone bridge, press *1 when you're ready to ask your question and *2 if your question has already been answered. And on social media, be sure to use the hashtag AskNASA if you'd like to submit a question. And if your question is for a specific astronaut, please direct that question to them by name. Before we start taking questions today, we'll kick it off with some opening remarks from Crew 6. Take it away.
We got a lot done during our mission. We had 2 visiting SpaceX cargo vehicles, the CRS 27 and 28 missions, with lots of science on board. We, as a crew, conducted a total of 3 spacewalks. We had the Axiom crew come visit us in May. We've done a lot of maintenance up here, especially this summer. It's been a busy maintenance period. Captured the Cygnus 19 vehicle. And so it's just, those are just a few highlights, but it's been a real adventure and a lot of fun. I did also want to recognize my classmate and colleague, Frank Rubio. We've been up here for 6 months. Frank thought when he flew to space he would be here for 6 months, and partway through his mission he found out that it was extended to a year. His leadership up here as the USOS lead has been incredible. He's been amazing to work with, and Frank is just making a huge sacrifice being away from his family for so long, and just want to really recognize the service he's given to us aboard the space station. All right, it's my honor to turn it over to Sultan, and I also wanted to just recognize Sultan as the first long-duration UAE astronaut. It's been amazing working with him up here, and getting to see him do the first spacewalk of any astronaut from his region was one of the true highlights of our mission.
Thanks so much, Woody. And Ground, we have an echo here. If you can turn off the mic whenever we're talking. I totally agree with you guys, Steve, Woody. It's a great pleasure working with you guys. It's been an amazing journey. It's hard to believe that we're already there, right? It's been a trip of a lifetime. I think it's amazing. Every part of it was amazing. Arriving here and saying goodbye to a crew that we had a short handover with them, and we're just gonna do the same with Crew 7. It's hard to believe, honestly, but every part of it was amazing. Our spacewalks, our experiments, our daily routine, the interaction with the students from all over the world, it was really amazing, and just spreading the enthusiasm is really amazing. And hopefully it won't be the end. Hopefully we'll get to fly together as a crew, and we always get to be asked whether we want to fly with the same crew, and I always say 100%. So I would definitely choose you guys to fly in the future again. Over to you.
Thank you all. It was a nice experience for me. It was a great crew. My crew members, thank you for each evening, each day what I spent here, and I think we did many useful things for people's future yeah, what will move mankind to forward. Yeah, thank you.
Of a technical difficulty at first, would you please repeat your opening remarks for us?
Okay, do you have our voice now?
We have you loud and clear. It's just for you, Steve,
Okay,
to
do you want us
repeat.
to all to repeat our opening remarks? Oh, just for me. Oh. They all said such wonderful things. I'm at a loss for words. I started off just basically saying what an incredible crew this has been to serve with, and what a great group. And I really am. It's been a privilege and an honor to spend time on board the International Space Station with them. Since the first day we started training together, it's been just fantastic. Just can't imagine having a better crew. And Woody recognizing Frank, that was fantastic as well. Frank has been an outstanding leader as the USOS lead, and really set the example for us to follow throughout our 6 months on board. And as Sultan said, we are coming to the end of this part of the mission, and I know we'll continue on together. If we do ever get a chance to fly again, that would be incredible, because this is, as he said, a crew I would definitely want to fly again with.
All right, thank you all for kicking it off for us, and sorry for that technical difficulty. We'll start taking questions now from our phone bridge. The first question comes from Elizabeth Howell with space.com. Go ahead.
Hello, thanks for finding the time. This one is for Woody. Can you give us a little bit more insight into how you filmed all those great behind-the-scenes videos showing daily life on the International Space Station? Thank you.
Oh, sure. Well, that's been a lot of fun, and actually I have to credit Sultan, who's helped out many times, actually inspiring me to do little short clips like that, and also helping me out as a cameraman. Really, I just wanted to kind of do something that I hope was authentic and in the moment without too much preparation, just showing some of the amazing work that we get to do up here. So anytime that I had a few extra minutes and thought I was doing something a little bit interesting, I figured I'd pull out a camera and hopefully share it with people so they could see.
Okay, and our next question comes from Marcia Dunn with the Associated Press.
Yes, hi, Marcia Dunn, AP. I would like each of the four of you to answer, please. 6 months in space, you're going to be coming back to Earth. Besides family and friends, what are you looking forward to doing or seeing or feeling most? Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the nice ocean air and a peaceful, calm sea. That'll be really nice to get back to, and really just getting around and having that experience.
These guys already know my answer. I'm looking forward to a real shower.
Thank you for helping us saying beside family and friends. Yeah, family and friends are the most important, and beside that, I would love a real hot cup of coffee.
But I think my dream is a bed for good sleeping. I can lay one side, another side, my back.
Sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping. Thanks.
Our next question is from Bill Harwood with CBS News.
From Bill Harwood, CBS News.
Yeah, hi, Bill Harwood, CBS. Really, for any of you guys, you're speaking about Frank Rubio and spending a year in space. How would you guys describe how you'd feel if someone said, "Hey, you're at the end of 6 months, but hey, you got to stay up another 6 months"? How big of a challenge would that be based on the experience you've had over your 6 month flight? Thanks.
Yeah, obviously that would be a real big challenge, especially this late in the game, because we're within a couple weeks of heading home. So that would be a huge mental challenge to overcome. And not just for me, but also for my family. And I'm sure they all feel the same, that it's a very, very difficult situation to be put in. But ultimately, I think my family would be okay because it's the part of the mission and part of the needs of what we have to do. And I hope I would respond as well as Frank has. He's been absolutely amazing to watch.
Okay, our next question comes from social media from Leah. She asks, what was your favorite day on the space station and why?
Well, my favorite day was my first spacewalk. That was something I've dreamt of for a very long time, and we had a lot of fun going outside and installing a new IROSA solar array. It was truly the experience of a lifetime.
I totally agree with Woody. It is, EVA day. It was amazing, and specifically when we were accomplishing the mission, and we're getting back to the station. That was a moment of a lifetime. Honestly, the hard training, all the years of hard work and preparation and studying, finally coming to an end. So, absolutely, the EVA day.
I think my favorite day was the day of arriving. It was amazing, wonderful, nothing.
Okay, our next question is from Robert Perlman with Collect Space.
Thanks. Did any of the four of you or all of you watch the broadcast of India landing on the moon earlier today, or have since seen the photos from the moon? And if so, can you share if it was particularly surreal watching something like that happen while you yourself are in space, or just give your thoughts on the achievement that was achieved today?
They were saying a podcast, but the broadcast about arriving, yeah.
Yeah, no, they actually had, you saw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the privilege actually to see that. It was amazing. And I was having my lunch, and I was telling Woody, oh, they made it. And it was really great. It was, as you mentioned, it's really surreal just watching a man-made object landing on the moon. And this is a nation faring, like a space-faring nation like India having the first of a kind mission. It's really amazing. I think it's only the beginning for them, and hopefully many countries and nations will follow the same footsteps. Again, we have an effort going back to the moon, and this is really important to emphasize on the global effort. We can't go alone. We always emphasize on the like shared efforts towards achieving one goal.
Our next question is from Mark Carreau with Aviation Week and Space Technology.
Thank you. My question is for any of you. Is there any kind of takeaway that you especially think you've experienced for future moon exploration during your stay on the space station?
Well, I actually think that Sultan kind of summed it up with the last one. It's incredibly difficult for a single nation to kind of go it alone. So watching the cooperation we've had up here has been really amazing, and really get a chance to appreciate the global effort that needs to be made and how we can all come together and achieve these goals we set out.
Our next question is from Austin with Space Explored.
This question, I'll give it to Sultan, but really anyone could answer. I'd love for you to talk about the kind of challenges of photography in space, and maybe a little bit, if you want to expand on the overview effect, that feeling of just seeing the world without borders, of the difference between seeing that through a window and seeing it, while you're out on an EVA. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Honestly, we have plenty of training on Earth on different equipments and different cameras and lenses. So we arrive equipped with the knowledge and the know-how how to take pictures. But honestly, it was challenging in the first few days because you have to, first of all, and I would say three things. You need to have planning, and then patience, and then the technique. So with that, I would say it will be easier for you to take pictures, and it will be easier for you to target specific locations. And regarding the overall or the overview effect is really deep because you see the planet and everything that you know of, the history and all the actions and the events throughout the history in that planet that you are orbiting every 90 minutes. And it's only protected by, I would say, a thin layer of atmosphere. And it's really surreal, like you're living in a planet that is susceptible to damage. That's why we always say we need to protect it. We need to have good care of it, like collectively, as nations. So that is my view of your questions.
Our next question is from Elizabeth Howell with Space.com.
Hello, this one is for Sultan. I wanted to follow up on the Chandrayaan-3 wonderful news. Were you actually, as a group, watching the broadcast, or were you notified of it? Like, how did you find out that the successful landing had occurred?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see it live. I was only checking the social media while having lunch, and it was all over the news. It was really big, and I saw multiple clips of mission control in Israel, and it was, I think, a nation-wide broadcast. I saw the Prime Minister also watching live, so it was really great watching that achievement, and hopefully, as I mentioned, many nations will follow the same footsteps of India.
Our next question is from Manuel Mazzanti.
Hi, how are you? Congratulations to four of you on a successful mission. This is a question for Sultan Al-Niyari. We know you've been super busy during your stay on the station, but also we saw you on a lot of videos, even in social media, interacting with hundreds, if not thousands of students on live sessions, even answering to your own son. How do you feel? Do you think you have fulfilled part of your mission of inspiring new generations of young people in your country?
Absolutely. I think I come from a region where space flights have been like stopped for more than 30 years. We had two astronauts from that region, and then we stopped for more than 30 years. And my mission is a continuation of the UA program. The first mission was in 2019, conducted by my colleague Hazza Al-Mansouri. So it's a first of a kind, long duration, and I thought I need to deliver and, let's say, fulfill the thirst from the audience and the youngsters in that region. We need to give a simple, scientific answer to their curiosity. So my plan from right at the beginning, just to showcase everything we do here, from science, from the daily life, the routines that we do every day. So I felt like obligated to show that in a real and simple way, so everybody can understand and be beneficial or benefit from the daily life that we do on board the station.
Our next question is from Bill Harwood with CBS News.
Yeah, thanks. And this one's for Steve or Woody, maybe. What's the one thing you'd want to make sure to explain to Crew 7 once they get on board? In other words, maybe a surprise or two that caught you off guard after you got aboard the station that you'd want to, if not warn them about, at least inform them about. Maybe one or two examples of that. Thanks.
All right. Well, I'll provide one, and I'll have Woody fill in the rest. The biggest thing to say is that it'll get better, because when you first get here, when you first get to space, even if you've been here before, that first day, that first couple of days, there's a big transition period, and actually it goes on for about 6 weeks. So patience, and really just keep plugging away, and it all gets smoother, it all gets better, it all gets so enjoyable. over the next month or two.
Yeah, I think that's really well said. We've actually had a chance to talk with Crew 7 a few times, which has been really enjoyable. Just talking with them mostly about their flight up on Dragon. We are really looking forward to watching Crew 7 launch on Friday morning. We certainly remember our launch fondly, and I think we kind of suggested that it's worth it for them to really focus on Dragon. They've got a dynamic event coming up, and so I'm expecting that they'll be very focused on their launch, their rendezvous, their docking, and then once they get here, the time scales change completely. So they've got a lot of time. We all feel like we want to go 100 miles an hour and put our training to use and be really effective right away, but it's a long road ahead, and so I hopefully have a bit of time to just relax, enjoy themselves, and get into the groove of living and working up here aboard the space station.
The next question is from social media from Nisoth. What are your takeaways from spending 6 months in space, and is there something that you would like to continue back here on Earth?
Yeah, I think actually I've heard Steve say this a lot. It's really fun to succeed as a team. And being up here, it really feels like we're part of a team. It's a very diverse team. We have people up here from many nationalities, even more of that coming up on Crew 7. And, we're a really tight-knit, close team up here. I want more of that kind of dynamic in my life. It's been really enjoyable being part of this team. And we also really feel it up here how part of the team we are with the ground. The number of people it takes to support missions like these is incredible. And it's just wonderful working every day with our control centers around the world and all of the engineers at places like SpaceX that support these missions and make them happen.
We have another social media question. This one is for Sultan from Ahmed. He wants to know, what is the first thing you will do when you arrive in the UAE?
I'll go home. Yeah, honestly, arriving to your homeland after succeeding your mission, I think it's a great thing to have. I cannot honestly comprehend yet, so hopefully I'll get to spend a little bit of time with the family, and then I think the wheel will start rolling again. Hopefully we can get in touch with a lot of students and share the experience with everybody, and just spread the enthusiasm about space, because this place is amazing, and this is only the stepping stone for future and further, I would say, targets in the space. So yeah, overall, just sharing the experience with everybody.
Next question is from Marvin Marshall with Space Report News.
Hi, good evening, Crew 6 from Planet Earth here. My name is Marvin Marshall with the Space Report News on twitch.tv. Thank you, NASA, for allowing me this awesome opportunity. And we also want to thank Sultan for all the amazing pictures and videos that you've posted during your 6-month stay. You've inspired us all and no doubt have made your country very proud. My question is for anybody who wants to answer. Have there been any pranks played on each other while you guys were up there? Or, any funny stories that you'd want to share from the past 6 months? Thank you again for all your hard work, and enjoy the ride back to Earth.
Does anybody want to share any of these pranks, or you just want to?
Maybe Woody hiding in the closet, closeout for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, we'll share that one. Go ahead, Woody.
Yeah, we've had a couple times where we snuck me, I believe, largest human on the space station right now, into some of the smallest places we can find on the space station. So that's been a lot of fun.
And we let him out every single time.
Next question is from Robert Perlman with Collect Space.
Steve, unlike your 3 crewmates there, you've returned to Earth before, even aboard another spacecraft named Endeavour. Other than ending with a splashdown, what do you expect will be different this time around compared to your past experiences?
Well, I've thought about that a lot, obviously, through the years. And, by my third shuttle flight, I was up walking around. I was perfectly fine after landing. I don't anticipate having that ability this time. I think 6 months and seeing and feeling what that does to your body, I anticipate really having to work harder, much harder to get back up to full strength. And that, I think, is going to be the biggest difference, is the physical challenge of it, of getting back down. Mentally, I think the transition will happen pretty quickly. It's a good routine, and we have a good plan set up to transition ourselves back to the real world and back to the office.
Next question is from social media from Vebov. How do you keep your leg muscles so strong so that when you get back to Earth, you can properly walk after 6 months?
Well, this is a really important question. We know up here on these long-duration missions that we lose both muscle mass and bone density. And so our primary mitigation against that is a device up here called ARED. It's a resistance exercise machine. So we do, every day, we do a lot of squats and deadlifts, and we have other exercises like bench press we do as well. But for the legs, really, squats and deadlifts is where it's at. We also do a lot of cardio, but that consistency of exercise is really important for setting us up for success when we return.
Our final question is from social media from Anna, asking, how did you start your day on the space station every day?
All right. We woke up. That's a good start. Yeah, so I would wake up. I'm usually the first one up, and I would try and sneak out of my crew quarters without trying to wake anybody else up. I'd head down to Node 1 and grab a cold coffee and read the yesterday's newspaper and whatever the daily plan is.
Yeah, I tend to wake up on the later side in this crew, and we have a document called the Daily Summary that Mission Control puts together. The Orbit 3 shift does that. So typically I wake up, take a look at our schedule for the day, see if there's any updates, read the Daily Summary, grab a coffee, and I'm ready to go for the workday.
Yeah, basically the same. We have a daily routine that we need to follow, and the good thing is you can prepare. It's not like you're going and drive 20 minutes for work next day. You can prepare the day before, and the night before you can prepare for the next day, so the actual day will be smoother. And actually, it's not only work. We gather every day on the breakfast time and the noon time, and finally we get together with the Russians as well during the evening time, and it's really amazing. We're just like one family working together.
How do you wake
up? I can something add nothing. The same. Woke up and eating. Yeah. Brush my teeth.
Practicing guitar as well.
Sometimes, but after woke up. Thanks.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you to everyone who joined through our various platforms. And Crew 6, thanks again for your time today, and we hope you enjoy your final moments on station. We really can't wait to see you back here on Earth so soon. That'll do it for today.
Station, this is
Well, thank you all very much. Greatly appreciate all the questions, and we'll see you on Earth.
Station, this is Houston ACR, and that concludes the event.
Thank you, all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.